no, kid, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not gonna accept it. You can suck my big balls. Oh man.
Alright everybody, welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about video games and Korean barbecue. My name is Brent, aka Boo-Wop. I'm here with my man Rick, aka A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
First and foremost, I believe the weather is amazing right now. It's like freezing degrees.
Hell no, this sucks. Dude, I'm wearing socks inside my house right now, dude. What the
fuck? Yeah, it's like pretty cold in LA and pretty cold in San Diego, so I think it's a great weather. Unfortunately, there's no rain at all. But I just wanted to mention, dude, I went to Overwatch League tournament thing that was that took place on Twitch, but it was happening actually in Burbank, and it was actually pretty cool. But I thought it would be huge, you know, like arena, huge arena style, like for, I don't know. I was expecting a lot of people, but I think there was only roughly like 200 to 300 people in the arena.
That's it, dude?
Yeah. It wasn't that huge. Huh? Yeah, it seems like a lot, but it's like a theater size, like a movie theater size audience. But you know, like upon entering Blizzard, you know, it's like Warner Bros. Studios, so you have to enter through gates, and you have to go through security checkpoints, and as soon as you get in, you see nothing but like Overwatch merchandise. And this merchandise is all of the teams that are competing at the moment, and some of the logos and gear, which is pretty cool, but like their hats are like $35. So I was like, I don't know, man.
Normal price.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it would be like $20 to $25. Then I was like, okay, but I said first I was like, okay, I'm not too involved in this Overwatch stuff because it's my nephews that are involved in all this, and I was like, you know what, I'll buy something if I choose a team. And I was like looking at the team rosters and who's competing and who we're going to be watching. It was London versus New York, and I was like, all right, cool. You know, I watched through the first batch of them, and it was like 2 hours long. It was very exciting too because, you know, they were competing like up and up. You know, they're always one-upping each other, and then they came down to where they had to go into overtime to play an additional match. I was like, all right, cool. Who's up next? Los Angeles Gladiators. I was like, all right, maybe I should represent Los Angeles. I'll get into this. I'll start getting into this. So I chose the team. I was thinking, okay, cool. You know, maybe I can start supporting them. If they win, I'll buy a hat and a keychain, you know? I'll be a little bit of a bandwagon, but hey, you know, at least I'm starting to get into this. And they're versing Dallas. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's just watch this for a little bit. And unfortunately, you know, we were getting spanked pretty hard. So I was like,
oh, it's we already, dude.
Yeah, we were getting so I'm gonna use the verbiage of we at this point. I'm like, we were getting spanked pretty hard. So my nephews were roasting me already right off the spot. They're like, oh, look at that, who are they? Oh, they're dying already. And I was like, oh man. And so like every time we lost, you know, my nephews like turn to me and just stare at me for like 5 seconds. I'm like, okay. And then when it came to like the last match, they were like, all right, they're gonna win. You know, they could turn it around, but unfortunately they got spanked pretty hard in the last match. And I was like, okay, good thing I saved a lot of money.
But not buying the hat yet.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I disowned this team. So I was like, dang, Los Angeles, they got spanked.
It's not we anymore.
So I was like, all right, cool. So, you know, one of my nephews was rooting for the next team. It was South Korea,
Mm-hmm.
and my other nephew was rooting for San Francisco. And yeah, so he bought like a lot of the gear. He bought the hat. He bought all the logos and stuff for South Korea. And I was like, oh yeah, I bought the skins. And then I was like saying to him, I was like, okay, maybe I should join that bandwagon and like join South Korea, huh? Huh? He's like, no, no, no. You have a lot of bad luck. Don't join my team. I was like, wow.
Just whichever team you root for is gonna lose, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So he's like, join the other team. I was like, okay, I got you guys. But yeah, dude. Other than that, man, that I just can't believe the way that these teams play Overwatch. Like,
dude, it makes you want to play, right? It makes you think you're that good too, right?
yeah, yeah, like exactly. Like the way that they play is like, oh man, I'm learning a lot, and just how they play it, dude. It's like next level strategies.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for example, there's this one scene where one of the team member was like sitting down. He used the emote to sit down, and then the camera focused on like his character, and they were like, oh yeah, he's sitting, and then like 5 seconds later, they like realized they're like, oh, he's using that to peek around the corner. And I was like, wow,
yeah.
Holy crap. Because you see like one person just sitting down for no reason, but he's actually like scouting. And I was like, golly. And then another one was like, that one of the teams was flanking. So they had like 5 of the team members move to the left side to fight the other team members, which strategically forced all of the members to trickle down to the other side to avoid, fighting that team. And what happened was the 6th team member was waiting to ambush all of the team members and like wiped them out, or almost wiped them out, And I was like, God damn.
Wait, by himself? What character was he playing?
He was using Winston.
Oh.
So he was ambushing them from behind. Like he was picking off all the characters with that was already low health, kind of running away from the other team members. I was like, Jesus. And then you have, which I thought was fucking amazing, was Reinhardt with the Diva Bomb. And so what happened was Reinhardt, there's another Reinhardt on the team blocking all the people's shots. So the other Reinhardt did his whole grapple thing, or like the push.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the pin thing. Or what is that move? The one where he's like sliding forward. And
Yeah.
That
pin where he pins people.
Yeah, so he like did that, and right behind him, the Diva Bomb was following him. So when he took out that guy, the Diva Bomb was already getting into the center of the other team members, and then he like kind of like wiped a lot of the other team.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then that's how they took over at that point. And I think that was from, I don't remember what team was did it, but that strategy was pretty crazy. Another one I saw that was noticeable was a Tracer and Diva Bomb combo.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how the Diva Bomb goes forward, and then like if it hits something or a wall, it explodes, and then you have to have go beyond a wall to like stop it or something, right?
Yeah, to not get killed. Yeah.
Yeah. So they already knew that there's only a few choices of walls to hide behind. So they sent the Diva Bomb like forward, and then they already knew that people are going to be crowding around the hiding point. So when they did that, a Tracer came and threw a bomb right when they're about to hide behind that point. So that was fucking crazy, and he took out like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, because like they don't have anywhere to go at that point when they're hiding.
Yeah.
Just maybe in a linear path. But another thing I thought was pretty amazing was their god tier reactions. It was like there was an Anne sniping, and she was like zoomed in, scoped, and as soon as one bullet hit her, she immediately like turned like 90 degrees to her right and like instantly put the person to sleep. Yeah.
Shit, dude, that's crazy.
Without even like kind of looking, you have to kind of aim, but no, she just went boop, put her to sleep, and then just resume sniping. I was like, oh my fucking god, dude, these reactions are crazy. And then when you like look and see how they're playing, you know, I was like looking at the arm movements of all of the players, and they're like moving like crazy, you know. And then their camera view is all spastic, so it's like they're trying to like see all different angles with their camera. And I was like, man, I don't have that kind of reaction. I have like the poopy low 20 DPI, not even thousands, maybe 800 DPI. And here these guys have is 20,000 DPI or something like that, you know?
No way, man. That's way too fast, dude.
Yeah, their fucking thing was way crazy. Like, I was looking at some of them. Some of them were not even moving their mouse a lot. And I was like, damn, I wonder how their DPI is. That's probably high, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
The ones that don't move their arm a lot. So I was like, oh, man, I just wish I could play as good as them. Now it just... it confirms that there are people in the world that plays just as crazy.
Professional. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you think, oh, yeah, there's not really too much of a strategy, maybe just flank and all that, but these guys had it down, you know. Soon as two team members went down, they like tactically retreat and wait until the other team came back so that they can push and, you know, use some bait strategies and all that. I was like, man,
yeah,
that's a whole new world.
See, that's what's crazy is you'll watch it and then you'll want to play and be like, oh man, I could play like them, and then you realize it's a team game and no one else on your team is as good as the people.
Yeah,
and you're not as good as the people on Overwatch League, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm getting my ass kicked.
Oh, that reminds me. So, you know, since it's a team base, you know, you have to like communicate with the other team members. I don't know if they showed it on Twitch, but they showed it a lot. Like, you can't hear anything when they're playing video games, but when they do replays and then they say, okay, listen to how they communicate. They sound like like a whole different language. All you can hear is wait, were
they actually speaking another language, or was it English? And
it was English, but it was so incredibly fast, and then they didn't finish some of their words, so it was like, oh, diva bum. It was just so fucking crazy. I asked my nephew, I was
the
like,
whole time, dude.
Yeah, I was like, what are they saying? He's like, I don't know, they're speaking a different language. Oh my god, that was fucking funny. And it was with every team, you know. They were it was just because they talk super fast, and some of them like kind of slur, and I was like, damn, dude, that's crazy. I don't know how they can understand each other.
Yeah, dude, how long were you there for? Because I think, what time did it start?
4 p.m. So essentially, I was like, I didn't know. I thought it was gonna be like a couple hours and we're done. But my nephew's team was the last team to play, and it was what, 5 hours. We didn't get out till 10:30, dude.
Yeah,
like, oh my,
that's what I was thinking. Because I remember you sent us a picture of yourself at the Overwatch League thing, and I was like, oh, cool, Rick's there. And then I kind of watched it on Twitch on my way home. But then I went out for dinner, and I got home. It was like, I don't know. Yeah, it was like 9:30, almost 10. And I'm looking, and I was like, holy shit, is Rick still there, dude? This thing is going on. I thought it was like a replay from what happened earlier, but it was still live. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Because, like, I thought we were just going to watch a couple, you know, just the first two teams. But, I don't know, man. It was, my nephew wanted to watch his team, and I was like, damn, this is not fun. This was fun in the beginning, but it's not kind of fun when you have to sit and watch for like 6 hours to watch someone else play the video game. You know, you want to play along with them. Like that, I can see why people are like playing Overwatch while watching the Stritch team. You know, that's fun. But when you're just sitting there, and it's kind of, you can't really get up from your seat because then the whole row has to get up from their seat, you know, to use if you need to use the bathroom. But it's like, oh man,
yeah, that
just gotta watch it. Yeah,
super long. Because regular sports, I mean, those run 3 hours at the most. Football games, baseball games, soccer games are legit 2 hours long because they follow that time pretty strictly. So 6
Yeah.
hours for an event is kind of long. But people leave in the middle, right? Like people who just want to watch their teams and they just leave after, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
You know, but then the thing is, it filled up when other people like came in. But there, I think the last match is when people got tired and they stop watching. You can see like empty seats, but the first two teams, it was just, and it kind of sucked too. It was like, for the last team, San Francisco, people flew out. They're like, "Yeah, I flew out to support my team. You know, I'm here, woo!" and all that. And then when their team loses, San Francisco like lost one of the matches. You can see the other guy still cheering. He's like, "Yeah, don't worry, I'm here for you," and all that shit. and then you know,
That's
like
crazy.
the disappointment when they finally like lose. I was just like looking for them in the crowd, and then they were already gone.
Look for their tears, dude.
Yeah. But they were fucking gone as soon as they lost that last match, man.
That was gonna be my next question. Was like, how's the environment like, dude? I mean, I know the light show is great, but it seems super troll, man. I think I was watching a highlight where people were holding up like two mercy wings and a mercy halo above a commentator's head while he was talking and shit, dude. Like, where are all these signs coming from, dude?
Oh, okay. So like it's like divided. So the stadium seating kind of is behind that, behind them, and then you have the bottom floor, which are where the people are holding the signs. And so what happens is like people like trolled. They would just like put up the sign so that the camera can see. But then some of the people would get out of their seats and like go on their knees and like raise the signs, and then the camera will like quickly zoom into the other person, and so these people are like on their knees for like the entire show, trying to get their little sign in. So it's pretty funny, but the effects were pretty cool. So it's like a huge ass screen, but you only see the gameplay in the middle, but the entire thing changes, like the scenery or like of the map, like the one I sent you, that showed like some of the maps, and the whole screen changed. And then what was cool too was that like the halo on the top, what it changes as it's filling up. Whoever team has taken point, and it starts filling up. But when the other team takes it back, it changed to their team's color. So that's what was pretty cool. And then, you know, there's the Overwatch League logo, and it changes to, you know, it's split in half of colors, and it changes to which team is versing who. So like San Francisco was red, so the half of the logo turns red and white, and then the other was South Korea, which is black and gold, and then the other half of the logo turns black and gold. I was like, damn, this is pretty cool, you know. It's just the effects were pretty cool. It's just, you know, originally I thought it was going to be huge, like thousands of people, but it was just an auditorium kind of size level, and it was pretty cool though.
That's cool, man. Sounds like a good time. And you said it was only $20.
Yeah, it was only $20, and then between matches they would raffle off some of the gear or some of the statues, which is like $160, and they were signed. Oh, and then funny too is because they're like, oh yeah, just stay tuned to after all of this, we're gonna have signatures for the Los Angeles Gladiators. And then we're like, oh yeah, cool, you know,
Your
let's
favorite team, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the sign. And then they unfortunately they lost, and then my nephew was like, okay, yeah, let's just go home now. I was like, oh shit.
That's funny, dude. Would you go again?
Yeah, just for like one match or one team, and then I would just leave. Right, you know, we didn't necessarily have to be there because the seats would like empty and then refill. So,
okay.
It's
so
just
can
long
you just
watching.
Show up in the middle of it, or what?
Yeah, you can come and go whenever you please. Because it wasn't really too strict. It's just, yeah, you watch your team and then you can call it a day. But we ended up watching the whole 3 teams battling, which was pretty lengthy, you know.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. Sounds like a good time, dude. Don't root for my team. I'm not even gonna tell you which team I really root for in that. So you don't
Let me
jinx them,
see.
man.
It has to be something with green.
Unfortunately, it's not. So they'll throw an even bigger curveball at you. It's just funny, man. I was just reading this, the other day as you were over there. But apparently, you can cheer on Twitch, which are like donations that are with Twitch currency. Overwatch League has made over $150,000 through those donations, man. That's crazy.
Donations? Jesus.
Yeah, dude. Are there like, tips that people online are paying? I think what it is too is there's an incentive though. If you cheer so much money, like a skin comes out or something like that, dude.
Wow.
So, yeah, man. People really want that skin, bros.
I guess. Yeah.
Do they offer anything like that at the Overwatch League store? Like any kind of skins or anything in game, or was it all like physical stuff?
It was mainly physical stuff, and it wasn't like the PlayStation Gear store, where you see like all the Overwatch gaming action figures and all that. It's mostly like a couple of pop figures, but all of the team logos, the jerseys, the sweaters, the cool hats were pretty cool. Stickers and all that. But yeah, I was like actually looking for some of the gaming gear. I was gonna buy the Diva mouse pad if there was any, but
dang, you think they would sell that shit there? I don't think they condone that shit.
Yeah, I didn't know, but yeah, it was just all that Overwatch.
Okay. I was gonna
teams.
say, dude, they had the Diva fucking mouse pad. What is it? Is it her boobies or is it her ass?
Oh no, it's just the logo of Diva.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about those anime ones. I was like, no way. There's no way that's gonna be at fucking the Blizzard store, dude. It's too funny. Speaking of anime, I think last week we were talking about live action Sword Art Online and how it would take a lot for us to watch it. The live action Full Metal Alchemist came out on Netflix, dude.
Oh yeah,
and I heard it sucks. So that's horrible, man. That's not doing well for live action animes, man. Have you seen Full Metal Alchemist?
No, I heard like I think it's a reboot that did pretty well, but I don't know about the live action.
I watched Brotherhood, that series, and that was pretty good. And I heard you didn't have to watch the original one to watch Brotherhood. It's super deep, man. I thought it was just gonna be about this armor that just kicks people's ass, but nah, man. It gets kind of deep, dude. I won't spoil it just in case you watch it later. But yeah, I think you should just never turn anime into live action, dude. Just leave it alone, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Either that or make it its own thing, like how Inception copied the movie Paprika with a lot of its themes about dreaming and stuff. Just work off the same concept, but do something different with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Black Swan copied. What movie did it copy? It copied. Oh God, dude, I forget. We'll get it to you next week. But Black Swan with Natalie Portman copied an anime movie that was just as creepy, if not creepier. So yeah, just take those ideas and those principles and put it into a different story. You don't have to copy exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? I was about to say there's never been a Dragon Ball Z live action movie, but there has been, and they've been all trash, dude.
I don't know, but I haven't watched it, and I know they're roasting on it.
Yeah, dude, I've never watched it either. I kind of want to watch it just to be a part of history, man. Has there been? What else hasn't there been? There hasn't been Pokemon live action, but I guess that's because it doesn't really concentrate on the people. It concentrates on the monsters, right? And to make those realistic would be kind of scary, dude, right?
Yeah, it would.
In positive live action film news, there's a Papers, Please short film out on YouTube right now.
Oh, what?
It's 10 minutes long, and it's fucking amazing, dude. I watched it, and I was like, oh, God. I know exactly what this guy's going through. Because, it has the guy, he shows up to work to check people's passports and shit. One of the guards comes up and is like, hey, my girlfriend's coming through. Can you let her in? You know what I mean? And then, he's letting people in, denying them, whatever. And then that guard's girlfriend comes through, and the guy's like, you don't have the right papers. And she goes, but please, Sergey must have told you about me. And he's like, the decisions, dude. So I won't spoil what he does, but it's fucking great. It's only 10 minutes long, and it's like the greatest thing I've watched all week, dude.
Is there what's the name of the title?
I don't know. I think you can just search Papers, Please short film.
Okay.
But it just, I don't know. It looks like they spent a lot of money on it too, which is crazy. I feel like these guys are legitimate actors, you know? It's not just some kids on YouTube, but it's like real life actors. I think they're speaking like Russian and shit too, so it feels a lot more real. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. This week, Mario Odyssey DLC dropped. Did you try that out?
Oh, what? No. Yeah. Is it out?
Yeah, it's free. It's just an extra multiplayer mode, I think, but it effectively adds Luigi to the game, which is hilarious,
nice.
dude. Yeah, you see him just hanging out, floating on a balloon. But it's different multiplayer modes with leaderboards and stuff. The one I played was like a hide and seek kind of game. So you have maybe a minute and a half to get this balloon and hide it somewhere on the map. I did it in New Donk City, and then it just starts recording times of how long it takes people to find that balloon. I did a couple, and it was fucking hard. Like, people are pretty creative, dude. You got to do like the hat jump, slide, hat jump again, dude. It gets kind of crazy, man, to get some of these balloons, dude. But it's fun. It'll add some longevity to the game, and it's free, so cannot complain, man. Are you gonna try it out, or when was the last time you played your Switch, man?
Dude, that's what I was about to say. I just recently brought my Switch down, and I was like, because I haven't really turned it on. I need more games on it. I was gonna buy a Bayonetta and all that, but now that the DLC's out, I might have to give it a shot.
Yeah, just jump on there, dude. See if you can find my balloon. You know, if not, then roast it.
It's like right behind you as soon as you start.
That would be fucking brilliant, actually, if you did that. Just looks like right off the side of the first building you're on, dude. That would be amazing, man. But yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be any other DLC. Speaking of DLC, I just discovered there's gonna be a Monster Hunter DLC coming out for free.
Oh yeah.
I just showed Rick the trailer, and it's coming out spring 2018, and they announced this like before the game came out, dude. So that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I wonder what level you have to be.
I would assume
100. They have to make it
no way,
minimum
man.
100.
That's
minimum,
crazy.
so we can grind all the way up to that.
They wouldn't do that, dude. I don't think they would do that. What level are you right now? You're like 50 something?
54 now.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, because I'm not 100 yet. I think I'm 79 or some shit.
Oh, you better hurry up, because Russ is going to pass you soon.
Thinking about grinding those levels, dude? No way, bros.
Yeah.
Because I think I feel it. I think I'm starting to taper off of Monster Hunter a little bit, you know. I did play a little bit of Life is Strange. But, like, yeah, man. Because I've heard about the quest you get at 100, and that sounds crazy. You have to fight all 3 tempered dragons at the same time, which is wild, man. But
well, to get you back into it, you need to team up with me and help me out with some of these missions.
The ones past 50?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think so. Like the tempered ones.
Yeah.
Elder Dragons, yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the grind, man. Now you're looking for those hero stones and warrior stones. Sorry, man. I just gotta, Anthony, dude. I'm so sorry you're never getting the stones you want. I'm right there with you, man. But it's so funny when we're playing Monster Hunter and you just hear in the background like, oh, because the RNG wasn't kind to him, man.
I'm telling you guys have to play with a different weapon. Maybe they won't ever grant it if you're using that same particular weapon that you're looking for.
Maybe that's true, but you know what? I've used the dual blades a lot, and the hero streamstones have actually dropped for the dual blades. I think I have like 2 or 3 of them, right?
Oh, okay.
But it's just, you know, it doesn't take just that stone. There's other materials that you need to add that augment to your weapon, and I don't want to waste it on that. You know, I want to save it all for my longsword. I should just build a bowgun, dude. The bowgun's so fun. But anyways, yeah, man. Devil Joe is coming out. He looks like a pickle. with two little beady arms and shit, man. Now we need to get some justice for the Jagras, man. He's at the bottom of the fucking food chain, bro.
Like, dude, he should have like some sort of rage form, you know?
I
Just
know.
like, y'all been picking on me. Well, here's my final form.
Yeah, whenever he eats something, he can shoot like a fucking Godzilla laser out. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, and it has spikes just in case you try to mount him.
Yeah, right. Oh, that'd be wild. See, we need justice for Jagras, man. Just in every trailer, he's getting fucked up by something. But yeah, so excited for that. That'll be fun, and it's free, so you can't complain about that shit. Metal Gear Survive came out this week too, and we played a little bit of the demo, and I think we came to the conclusion that it was a pretty shit game. And the rest of the world agrees, man. I've heard nothing but bad things about Metal Gear Survive, dude. That's horrible. R.I.P. to that series, man. We'll never see it again.
Shoot, yeah, it was really kind of just, I don't know, felt pretty empty. You know, like you're fighting all these random zombies, no real purpose, just to defend this fort that there's nothing in the middle, and it's like, why do I need to do this? Why do I need to play? I don't know. It just felt kind of empty.
And for something so steeped in stealth to turn into like fucking Minecraft is kind of wild. I mean, I get it. You have the Fox engine, which is cool, but do something else with it. Don't tie it into Metal Gear, man. What the fuck? Metal Gear is weird enough already, dude.
Yeah, vampires and all.
Yeah, dude. You don't need like all these random like monsters coming through. But whatever, man. It's Konami. I think they're just banking on one millionaire to like the game that'll spend a bunch on their microtransactions. Then it'll be worth it, right?
Shit.
That's all it takes is one person. So we've already started to talk a little bit about it, man. But what else have you been playing other than Monster Hunter this week, man?
Nothing. Just playing Monster Hunter all the way. You know, I was recently got done playing the Kirin, and thanks to Anthony, I was able to get through it. And the advice you gave was like to use a long distance range weapon.
Yep.
You know, so I was stacked on lightning, thunder resistance stuff and lightning resistance, and I was able to survive like hits. But the thing is, I was not used to the bow at all. You know, I just started using this thing, and it's strange for me. You know, like sometimes when I'm trying to roll, it doesn't roll. And then sometimes when I let go of the aim, it doesn't let go of the aim. Like I'm still like kind of locked on, or it like takes a second basically. So I'm trying to get down the whole like rolling and all that. So I was asking Ryan for advice, and sure enough, you know, I was able to pull off dodging a little bit better. But other than that, it was pretty fun, and it was pretty challenging. I think Kirin is the only monster that I haven't used my personal weapon to actually kill it, the tempered version. So
yeah,
I think I might have to revisit that, because when Russ beat it, it looked like he didn't use range weapon. He was actually using his melee. And I don't know if he got help or not, but it seemed like he did it solo too. So I was like, okay, well, now I have to see if I'm able to do that. Because I went back to every monster in the game, and I fought him solo. And I just recently was fighting Teostra last night.
Yeah.
And then when I was about to get hit, oh, by the way, I was about to like get hit by that supernova explosion. I was like, fuck. So like I tried to block it, and sure enough, I was able to block it. I was like, wow.
Wait, what? With your charge blade?
Yeah.
Oh, no
So the thing is, because I have this guard skill to level 5, and the ability, the perk from, was it Uragon?
Uragon?
Yeah, Uragon. His perk is to have, I think it's called guard up, and what it does is it blocks unstoppable attacks. And I like looked more into it, and I was reading that it actually can block virtually everything. So like when you have the Anjanath breathing that super fire nova thing, when you block it initially the first time, you can run through his fire animation and like start hitting it. Or like the Xeno thing, you can block every attack from from all of his like super beams and to lasers and all that.
Mhm.
And I haven't been taking advantage of that stuff because I like just go in and start like trying to charge my blade and I'm all attack. But now I'm like, okay, now I kind of have to start using the shield. Because when I see Anthony play, our play styles are completely different. He like attacks, but he's blocking, and I am is just attack, dodge, roll like Bloodborne, and then attack. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have a shield. I should use that. Maybe go back to Dark Souls where I start using shield all the time. But yeah, I've just been playing Monster Hunter, just hunting all of the optional quests. It's still pretty fun. I'm looking to grind out all of the charge blade weapons and hopefully get you beat back into Monster Hunter. Because other than that, I think we're gonna start hitting that, like you said, that peak of Monster Hunter, where like we need to find out what to do next. After we acquire everything.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is, man. I got all I need to get out of Monster Hunter, at least loot wise, right? I have my own little cool sets that I like to use that are usually all part of the same set. I don't know how like Ryan and Anthony do it, dude. They just stack on different pieces on everything and just have a completely weird thing going on. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys wearing, dude? I'm wearing one suit of armor, dude. Like no variations in it at all. I don't know. I'm pretty simple, I guess, when it comes to the stats and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the next goal is to get to level 100. I'm just not too pressured into getting there, man. I think it's fun. I could do my little 3 missions every day, do the weekly, and get myself up like a level a day, and I'll be chilling. But I actually started doing what you're doing, what you're talking about, going back and fighting all the monsters over again, like one by one. Because I think Ryan introduced me to these videos of people who use longsword and have perfect fights, like they don't get hit.
Dang, so that's gonna be your goal?
That's my goal,
fight these monsters and not get. Oh my god!
Yeah,
you're gonna be a fucking Roni Kenshin.
I started recording it. Man, and so far I've beat Jagras. I beat Toby Kadachi.
And shit, Toby, that's the fucking fast one too.
Yeah, I thought I beat Puke without getting hit, but I did get hit. Unfortunately, after watching the video, because I recorded every time, you know what I mean? But yeah, I did get hit. It was crazy because, although I didn't get kicked out of my attack animation, just a little speck of health came off from when he was doing his little feetsies attack. So that counts, unfortunately. So I have to revisit that one. So I got to do that one, and then Anjanath. Anjanath's probably going to be a pain in the ass, dude.
Yeah.
Anjanath's going to be hard. I almost did Raytheon, the green one. But I got hit with some bullshit poison, and I was like, great. That counts, dude. But I'm watching all these other people fight this stuff with a longsword and not take any hits, and they make it look all cool and pretty, and I'm over here, like, dodging everywhere, dude. Like, actually dodge rolling. They're using their attack animations to dodge and shit. I'm like, oh my god.
Shit.
I can't rely on that, dude.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun, man. But yeah, the next thing to do in that game is get to level 100 and fight all 3 tempered dragons at the same time, dude.
Yeah,
great, man. But yeah, the grind really is right now of getting those warriors and hero stones from tempered dragons so you can augment your weapons.
Does it matter which dragon or elder dragon you're going after to get specific gems?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Because I think it's just purely random. You just get a higher chance of those stones to drop if you have a tempered elder dragon. Because some have dropped before when I had a tempered, like, regular monster. Like a tempered Toby Kadachi or something. Like I had warrior stones at least drop for that. But the hero stones are the ones you really want. Because those are the ones that can augment rarity 8 weapons. So you could add that little extra perk on there. That's what's stopping me from building any rarity 8 weapons, man. Is I know once I get it, I won't be able to augment that shit. So right now I'm still using the fucking Zora Magdaros sword, explosions everywhere.
Yeah.
which is amazing with the Teostra armor, because the
Oh,
Teostra
yeah.
armor buffs up your blast attack and it hooks up the sharpness of your weapon. So I'm just out here explosions all day, dude. Great.
Shit, I bet. Maximizing that damage.
Yeah, I just need to look for a better explosion. Well, because there's two other swords I think that have explosive attack, and they have a little bit lower attack number, but they have a higher sharpness, which increases the bonus of percentage of your attacks or whatever. Like the highest your sharpness is, the higher your attack percentage is. Like there's a multiplier for it. So I don't know if that cancels out, but I think eventually I'll have to jump up there. It's just the rarity 8, man. And if I can't augment that shit, what's the reason, man? I want it to be a master weapon, dude.
The Muramasa.
Yeah, dude. So that's the grind right now, man. Welcome to it, Rick. I will gladly join you in the grind, dude. Well, yeah, I've taken some time off of Monster Hunter this week just to catch up on Life is Strange. I finished the second episode. I already feel myself getting immersed in the fucking world, dude. I already feel like if a certain character dies, I might have to tear up a little bit, man. But it's a good story, dude. I think that's what has to carry it, right? Since it's not really a gameplay heavy game where I have to jump, dodge, roll, and all this shit, but more just press buttons and make decisions and stuff like that. And even then, dude, in Life is Strange, you could reverse time and make the opposite decision just to see what happens.
Shit, how many times can you reverse time?
I think it's infinite. Someone was telling me it's infinite, but what happens is the more times you reverse time, the main character's nose starts to bleed, so that indicates that you shouldn't be doing it too much. But I guess it really doesn't matter. So I have not done it more than 3 times. Because what usually happens, right, is I'll make a choice, and then the outcome happens. I'm like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have made this choice. And I'll go back and make the other choice, and it turns out to be even worse. So I'll go back again and make the choice I initially made. Should have just stuck with my gut the first time, dude. If I had time travel abilities in real life, I'd be horrible, man. I'd be second guessing myself in so many ways, bro. I'd probably be stuck in one decision for like 3 hours. Like, all right, what do you want with your steak? Do you want mashed potatoes or fries? I'll be like, let me get fries. You know what I mean? The food comes out. I'm like, you know what? I really should get mashed potatoes. Reverse time, and then, oh yeah, let me get mashed potatoes. Mashed potato comes out. Shit, I should have stuck with the fries, dude.
And you have to play out each scene. Can I get an order of mashed potatoes, please?
And I'm probably eating this whole time. So when I reverse time, does my stomach get empty again, or is the stomach still in or is the food still in my stomach? So many questions about time travel, dude. But and then I'd probably reverse it 5 or 6 times. Changing my mind every time, and then finally I go, can I get half and half, like fries and mashed potatoes? I'm like, oh yeah, totally. Should have picked that from the beginning, man.
After going through it 3 times.
But yeah, man. So playing a little bit of that. I'll probably do like a chapter a week. Started to bring my Switch to work to play on my breaks. Like I said last week, I got Last 5 Minutes, which it's pretty fun. It's just a regular turn-based RPG. You know what I mean? Has a pretty light story about this guy who has amnesia in the boss fight and needs to remember all his skills. So I'm playing through all his memories right now, learning all his skills over again for him. So it's pretty funny, dude.
Gotcha.
Has some good humor in it. Reminds me a lot of, now that I'm thinking about it, of Konosuba, an anime that Rick introduced me to. And it's fucking ridiculous, man.
Definitely recommend it.
So that has some similar humor in that. So it's pretty funny. But yeah, man. Speaking of games that kind of take over your life, this week we'll be talking about MMOs, man. And how they've changed and how we've gotten involved in them in the years. So off the top of your head, how many MMOs have you played, man?
Shoot, that I can think of, I think maybe 6. At the
Damn.
moment, I think maybe more than that, but the only ones I can remember right now is like City of Heroes. We played for that for a couple of 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Vindictus, played that for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Black Desert, I played that for like one day.
Wait, no, you didn't. We played that for a while, man, didn't we?
No, we only played it for like 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
No
Remember when
way.
we got it for like release, and then we were getting acquainted with the controls, and then we just like never came back.
I remember playing that for a while, man.
Oh man, I think my character's still like at level 3 or something like that.
Oh, okay. Then maybe who was I playing with then? I think I was just
John
playing with John
Raymond
Raymond,
was
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing for that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The other games I played for a bit was Ragnarok. I was pretty invested into that. Blade and Soul, I think it was like a couple of months from like January or was it? I don't remember the release date, but it was a couple of months until you guys stopped playing. Then I stopped playing. Tree of the Savior. I was playing for another couple of months to fill in that Ragnarok void. But other than that, those are the main MMOs I've been stuck on that I went through. Oh, Terra, played for that for like a month, but didn't get too far because I think my coworker stopped playing, and we were just like trying to fill in time. And maybe Destiny, play that for like oh yeah, Final Fantasy and Destiny. So Destiny, got my soul sucked in. I remember too the first day, like before it was coming out, we went to like Taco Bell or something at that GameStop, and you're like, I don't know, I'm not too involved. I'll try it out, give it a try, and it turns out, you love the game so much.
Wait, for Destiny, dude?
Yeah, I remember you're so against it. Like in the beginning, you're like, I don't believe, but I'll see. I'll give it a shot. And I was like, all right, all right. And sure enough, we spent so much time, all the memories of,
Yeah, dude.
dominating people in PvP. Someone doesn't coordinate right, like me. But yeah, Final Fantasy, play that for a while too. That was like, I think I played with my cousin John Raymond, and then you came in a little bit later, and I think Eric too, and then Russ came in, and then Russ became the master of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I dropped it from that, and then I don't know if this is an MMO too, but what was that game where we had to go through the city again? I forgot. See, I already blocked it out of my memory.
Wait, what?
The one with like a dead zone, the black zone, dark zone.
The Division, dude.
There you go. Holy crap, I couldn't remember that for the life of me. But I blocked that out of my memory, and you said sure enough, they fixed a lot of things, and so maybe one day I'll revisit it if the game is on sale for like $2 or something.
Wait, you didn't have fun in Division, dude?
I did. I only had fun when I was playing with you guys, but then I think you guys got like super leveled, so like I couldn't keep up with you guys, and then I was like playing half the time by myself, going through the dark zone, and then you guys already had like super crazy perks on your guns and all, and I was like, oh damn, I can't play this stuff. So, and then that's where you guys like dropped, and I dropped the same time when you guys did.
Oh, okay.
So.
Dude, there was some good times in the dead zone, man. On Division.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You know I platinum that game?
You have platinum?
I platinum that game, dude. I know. That's how that game was fun, man, for what it was. And then they were like, oh, here comes these they weren't called raids. What are they called? I forgot what they're called. But it was supposed to be like raid type activities. And they were so trash, dude. I was like, oh man, I think that's what killed it for me. We grinded up all the way we could, and then at the end of the day, there was maybe only 2 or 3 weapon types that were viable in the dead zone.
Yeah.
And then, the end game stuff wasn't really that worth it, you know what I mean? It was super broken. Um, yeah, man, it didn't live up. But yeah, I think like you mentioned, they fixed a lot of it and changed up how the game is now. Um, that's so funny that you mentioned that, dude. I wouldn't even count that. Well, I guess that'll be part of the discussion too, man. I mean, I've played what I would consider MMOs. I think I've played the same amount as you, maybe 5 or 6. Started with, City of Heroes, and then maybe dipped into Terra a little bit, just because it was free. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And even
yeah.
then, you're like super limited. Played Blade and Soul a shit ton, man. Um, Tried to play. What's the other City of Heroes like game that's out right now?
Oh, that's right. The copycat. I think it was like
Yeah,
Heart, or I don't remember.
there's another superhero
Sorry, with
MMO
the
out there,
H, Hero of the City or something.
something like that. And I really tried it. I really wanted it to work, but I just couldn't get into it like I could Sea of Heroes, man.
Yeah,
Um, Final Fantasy 14 for sure. That game is still fun, man. I just don't really have the time I want to invest in it. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
guess if I spent all the time I was playing Monster Hunter into Final Fantasy 14, then maybe that'd be the time. But I don't know, man. I think with a big thing with MMOs is you have to have, people to play with, whether you really know them like that or not, whether it's just internet friends or real life friends, You just have to have
Hmm.
people to play with, and that's what makes it worth it. Um, Blade and Soul, I remember I got a little bit deep in that game, man. I
Yeah.
think I got a character to max level, but it was cool. I remember I was getting a little bit into PvP as well, because PvP was all about the timing and anticipating counters and things like that. Especially with my class, I think I was using Wait, what were the classes, dude? I think I had little dagger ninja class or whatever. Yeah, I think I was a ninja because I had this counter where I would put that little log in my place, and if someone attacked the log, I would end up behind them, and then I could like unleash an attack on them like that.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so PvP was pretty fun in that game, and I remember getting into that a little bit. But I think, yeah, I really didn't want to pay for anything in that game, and that hindered me a lot because that was free too, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Yeah. What about? Would you count Diablo in that, dude?
Yeah, yeah, because you had to grind for all the gear and stats and stuff, and it was online, and they had a social hub, so maybe, yeah,
Maybe, yeah,
Diablos.
that's true. I guess it's comparable to all the shit we have now with like Destiny and Division and maybe even Monster Hunter. Even. But see, that's where things have changed, right? Whereas before, you consider an MMO like a game where you can just jump in the world, run across somebody on a map that's kind of doing the same mission as you, add them to your group, and you guys are doing the mission together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can't really do that anymore in other types of MMOs out here, right?
yeah. They should change the lettering to SMOs, small, massive. Oh wait, no, massive multiplayer. Oh yeah, small multiplayer online.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I like that term. Yeah, SMOs, man. That's what they should change it to. That or just, I think they're just loot based games now. I think the term MMO gets kind of lost, right?
Yeah, that's what I pictured. You just running around and, like you said, find somebody who's doing the same mission. I still believe that is the case, the true essence of an MMO. But
Yeah,
maybe we need to change the name now.
because that's what kind of bugs me about Final Fantasy 14, right?
Uh huh.
Is you have a quest that says go out and hunt, I don't know, 14 of this monster, right? You
Yep.
go out and you see those monsters and you see someone else doing the same thing. So maybe you're not in the same group as them, but you want to attack that monster too. You can't because it's just their personal
Oh,
monster.
because it's locked on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of, I don't know, and I get why they did that. You know what I mean? When we had those missions like that in City of Heroes, we would just grief the shit out of people and steal all of their spawns. You know what I mean? Like whenever they had to kill a group of monsters, we would just be level 50 and just go in there and kill everything. So it'd take
Yeah.
forever for them to finish their quest. And I get that, but I don't know. Just some of those janky features are what makes it worth it, right? And what I think the biggest problem is with MMOs or loot-based games nowadays is they skip the grind of becoming the highest level. I think what happens now is they concentrate so much on the end game that everything leading up to the end game is just whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like nowadays people just rush through the story, rush through any type of quests or anything they're doing just to get to the end so they can get to that part where they grind. And then they complain that there's nothing to do anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it was easy to see in or the pacing was all right in Monster Hunter World, right? Because you had these missions, but also you had optional missions that you can do too, and then missions that unlocked with whatever level you got throughout the game. So the pacing was all right in that. But for games like The Division and Destiny, where people just burn through the story super quick, just to get to the end game to be able to do raids and shit like that, it kind of hurts the game. You know what I mean? It kind of hurts the MMO-ish loot-based kind of genre.
Yeah.
And I think going through those experiences, making your creation, your character feel like they mattered, they were something in this world, and then they become the masters. It makes them a lot more attached to you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, building them up.
Yeah. And I think that's why City of Heroes was the best for us. You know what I mean? Because we were there every step of the way, from level 1 to level 50. You know, we didn't really have forums or YouTube videos where we could find, fastest way to grind to level 50. You know what I mean? I mean, we power leveled as times went on, but that's just because getting from level like 48 to 49 was ass.
Fucking hard as shit.
Getting from level 48 to 49 would literally take you a good part of a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were in fucking high school on summer break, man. We had the time. And it still took forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we're missing that. I think we're missing that grind, like, you know, where the levels matter and you get something out of those levels. You know, you unlock more perks, you unlock more abilities, more slots to add abilities or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's what we miss in MMOs, where now it's just turned into a grind for the best gear, right? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, holy crap. And then plus, like, yeah, in City of Heroes, I was thinking, you know, we started off with like 1 power and, you know, you keep going on getting more powers. But the thing is, when you reach 50, all of those level 1 powers still mattered in the end, you know, so it makes it still super relevant to choose which direction you want to go, grow with it, you know, master your every power you learn along the way. And I think that's kind of like how it is with Monster Hunter. You know, all the pieces and materials you collect, you know, it's still relevant for for all of the armors that are strong later down the line. And you know, it's just all the skills you learn, you still mastering it as you grow with your character. But then I think, like, when it comes to like Destiny and Division, of course we just had to grind just to get the greatest and the best gear, you know. And then Destiny 2 fell apart when we were like, okay, this is not relevant, we got the next gun, okay, it's not relevant, we had to get the next highest gun, okay, these previous guns are not relevant at all. So yeah, I agree. I think MMOs are taking a way different shape than what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And I think it's for real once they started, even World of Warcraft is kind of guilty of this. Even Final Fantasy 14, once they started associating numbers with the gear you got, that's what kind of killed it too. You know what I mean? Because now you have to have, you know, you can't just jump into a mission or a raid. You have to have an item level that's a certain height. You know what I mean? You have to have a gear score that's a certain height or a certain number. You know what I mean? Just putting these soft walls behind everything, where in City of Heroes, you know, you used to be able to just have your powers and go into a mission. You know, maybe you would die and fail a lot, but that's your fault because your team composition sucks. You know what I mean? You didn't have to have 2 healers, 2 tanks, and a bunch of DPS, ranged or melee. You could have all DPS if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could just play the way you wanted. The world was more free. And And I guess that is what's happening is they don't want people to fail that much. They don't want people to get burnt out on the story where it takes weeks at a time to just level up once, right? Which is, I guess, what a lot of people were scared about with all these MMOs changing the way they are, especially with games like World of Warcraft, is it caters more to like the casual fans, you know what I mean, to just the casual players. And that's cool, but you don't have to make $1 million with every game you make, right? What if
Yeah.
you have that niche community that wants to play games like they were back in the old days, you know? I know that's the truth for World of Warcraft, so much to where, you know, people have private servers that can have up to 1 million players, you know, just with how World of Warcraft was when it first came out, right? People are nostalgic for that shit. So much so where it's forced Blizzard to look at that and say, oh, hey, we're missing out on a whole segment of the market here that likes legacy servers. Why don't we make them official? So they're going to make them official, dude.
Shit.
So there's definitely a market for it. There's definitely people that'll play like that. You can't just expect to make billions off of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Someone up in the right place just has to do the right thing, dude. Just let us play, man. Don't give us a bunch of watered down stuff, you know what I mean? And it is crazy though, you know, seeing the evolution from where we started, especially playing MMOs, to what they've grown into today, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess State of Heroes could have ultimately gone down to that, where we were just grinding out for enhancements and shit like that, but never felt that way. You know what I mean? Always felt like I was this hero in the city, just doing my job, killing the bad guys. If I wanted to go through and kill a level 1 bad guy, I'd kill him. You know what I mean?
Or kill a level 1 newbie hero. Promising empty rewards.
So troll back then, dude. So troll, man. So with the change in the model of how the games are, you know, that changes how they're presented too. How would you rather play an MMO? Would you pay for it monthly, or would you just do for like big DLCs like how Destiny did it?
I think I would actually pay monthly, because, you know, going through all the qualities of each MMOs, I think there's an advantage of being able to play monthly subscription. You know, I think because now the company has motivation to always to keep improving versus like targeted DLC goals. You know, we got to finish this, and I think it's because mostly they're listening to the community more when it's going month by month. They're seeing all of the flaws while, you know, dishing out more stuff. That's from what I've seen from, you know, like City of Heroes. They always like looking to improve things and also add things at the same time. But DLC is like, you know, they're mainly focused on bringing out that giant batch of things, and I think from what I've seen is like when DLCs come out, you know, we go through it we burn through it pretty fast too. So that's why I think that maybe we should have like the subscription base, so we can at least keep the quality up. You know, there's nothing wrong with being free as well, but you know, I've seen like there is that difference, and you can really definitely tell when you're playing.
Yeah, I think the difference for sure is the slumps, you know, where you get to a certain point of the game and you're just waiting for that DLC. You know, what's the reason to keep playing, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
But for the subscription based stuff, it does feel like there's always, you know, something to do out there. But yeah, I think I'm the same way. I would rather go with subscription based, where they just pepper in, you know, little events here and there where you don't have to pay for anything. You know, I feel like now we associate events with special skins or special loot boxes that we can spend money on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I remember special events were like, okay, there's a limited amount of time where this mission is available. If you do it, you get something cool. Like you could throw fucking snowballs at people or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, sounds so simple, but was so fun. You know, to throw snowballs at each other in an MMO. So yeah, I definitely appreciate, you know, and it makes it feel more worth it, right? You're more invested into it if you just pay over an amount of time rather than all at once. That being said, man, are you gonna play any MMOs in the future? I know we were looking at that. Was it Lost Ark? Does that count?
Lost Ark. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be playing that one. That one looks pretty cool. It's like Diablo, mixed in with cool graphics in different ways. So, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I think if the VR it's going, I mean VR MMO that it's going, it might take on like VR. We might go into like Sword Art Online and get just be a vegetable in a bed and just like like just lay down
Be a
and never leave
vegetable.
the room. I think since Amazon is taking over the world and delivering everything where now they can be able to go inside your house and deliver their packages. You would not have to leave your house at all. You just lay down and order food through your virtual machine while you're playing the MMO. Oh, see, that's a great idea, is to integrate food services with gaming, so that way you were like, oh, Xbox on, Xbox order pizza
Oh my
and stuff
god,
like
dude.
that. So,
That would be crazy, man. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna be way more picky about what MMOs I play in the future because I think I
oh yeah,
realize what a time sink is, and that's probably why I was so pessimistic about Destiny. Was oh yeah, here's something I gotta spend time in, you know what I mean, and not have any fun, but it did turn out to be fun.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because of just our experiences before. I mean, I won't say never, but look what happened with Black Desert Online, man. We were so hyped for that. I remember I was so hyped to play that, looking at the graphics and all that shit. And then when it came out, just it
It's
was too much, man.
overwhelming.
There was a shit ton of
Yeah.
stuff to do in that game, dude, and they didn't point you in any one direction, man.
Nope. They're
It's
just
kind of
like, good
crazy.
luck. Here's the tutorial. Good luck. I was like, what? Where's my next quest?
I know. There you go. You gotta learn how to trade vegetables now. Go and find some vegetables. Oh, you traded 5 times today? You're tired. You can't trade anymore today. You're like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, wow.
I still don't get that whole stamina system and all that. But fuck, man. I don't know. I know we don't even have to pay monthly for it. You know what I mean? We paid that one time to play it, and we could jump in there whenever we want to. But I haven't had the incentive to go back, man. It looks awesome. It
Exactly.
looks cool. I
Yeah.
see other people playing it. You know, they have pirate ships, they have houses, they have a chef in their house that cooks them food. They have cool horses with cool armor and stuff like that. But what the fuck, dude? When do I get to that, or how do I learn about all this shit? You know, there's so many systems. But yeah, man, MMOs will always be there. I think it's just sad that they've turned into money makers with a bunch of microtransactions. We need to get the traditional shit back, man, where it takes you a year to get from level 1 to the highest level. You know what I mean? And every step of
Yeah.
the way, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Where it's not like, okay, I got this new sword at level 20 in, I don't know, 2 minutes. I don't need it anymore because it's gonna be the weakest sword. You know what I mean? It's like you
Yeah.
just go through equipment super fast. You burn through shit super fast. Where it used to be, oh man, I have this item or I have this new power. It's gonna be my go-to for the next week. You know what I mean? When I'm fighting shit, and then when that next week comes along, you level up. You open up new possibilities. You're like, oh shit, I have this new stuff, but I'm still gonna use the old stuff because that shit worked well in my combos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like how it is with Monster Hunter. You still have the same weapons, and all you're doing is upgrading it to make it stronger.
Yeah, you get it more perks and more skills and things like that. Where, yeah, you have been using this weapon, this type of weapon, for 100+ hours, but now it has some extra perks on it that are making it even better. So, yeah, man, someone just needs to do the right thing. Someone who's not in it to make money. I think it'll take someone crazy to make an MMO that'll be just right, dude. Because not everybody's gonna play it. Not everybody's gonna want to grind, for that long. But for some of us, I guess we're traditionalists, man. It's worth it, dude. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck the end game, dude. Make the game good. Oh man. So this week, our quick fire question: in the wake of Metal Gear Survive, what will it take to kill your favorite video game series, dude?
Oh, you mean now? Because
Yeah.
like currently my game series was like two. I had like Devil May Cry and
Okay.
Assassin's Creed, and I was super invested into most of that. But the thing that killed Devil May Cry was they just made it way too actiony. Your mortality, you didn't feel like a life and death situation like Resident Evil. Everything was kind of sparse, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what's around the corner. But they made it where he's like super overpowered, and you can survive anything. So it's like they took away that survivability thing. And then I stopped playing that series. Assassin's Creed, I'm like kind of dwelling way off of it, and I think it was because of the story. Like even though like the mechanics and the assassinations were pretty good and all that, it was just that there's a particular scene in the story that kind of altered my continuation of playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it feels like, okay, you worked up to this, now what, kind of thing. So I don't know. If you continue playing Assassin's Creed, you'll see what I'm talking about. But are you gonna continue playing? Is that on your backlog, by the way?
Yeah, it's still on my backlog, dude. I was supposed
Oh.
to finish it before last October, and that shit just didn't happen. I think it's because Brotherhood. I don't know. I think that's the worst way to start a video game. Is in the beginning of a video game, you're powerful. You have all this armor, all this gear and shit. And then something happens. What happens? I think a cannonball goes into your room and destroys all of your equipment. So now I'm the
Yep.
weakest and I have to just level up back again.
Yep.
The first, like, I don't know, 15 minutes of the game. You know what I mean? You have all your equipment from Assassin's Creed 2 and you're just like going around the town killing people and stuff. And then, yeah, someone shoots a cannonball in your room, blows up all your shit, and now you have to rebuild. And I was like, man, I don't want to have to get all this shit again. I grinded so hard. So I think I just got burnt out on trying to get back to be the powerful person again. But yeah, man, I think what'll kill a series for me, I can't just say microtransactions because some are cool, but I think the specific ones would be
Loot boxes.
okay, yeah, loot boxes or yeah, that would probably be it. Loot boxes, any kind of like chance transactions, man, I think would kill a series I like. Like in Bloodborne, if they had all of a sudden you pay money to get a random gem to attach to your weapon, fuck that, dude.
What
Whether it was
about like if you pay, but there's like over 200 different brand new weapons in that loot boxes, and you can have a possibility to get one of those weapons?
oh hell no, I would never play that shit. Hell no. If it's something that you can't earn in the game, fuck no, dude. I'm saying even if there's like in-game money that you spend, you know what I mean? Like you can use your or your blood echoes to, I don't know, open a loot box and get a special gem for your weapon. I wouldn't be with it anymore, dude. And that was like the only way. Fuck no, dude. I'd rather kill something to get that gem than to put it up to chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that would kill. And it's so specific, but like any kind of things that are necessary for the game that you pay for with real money that you get by chance, that should have killed it for me, man. I hope they don't do that with fucking Red Dead 2, man. I heard that's what they're gonna do.
fuck.
I've heard like, some rumors and shit. But yeah, that is it for us this week. Next week, speaking of Red Dead 2, we're talking about Battle Royale games. One of the rumors was the reason Red Dead got delayed was because they were going to add a Battle Royale mode to it.
Oh, what? That's gonna be interesting.
That will be interesting. I don't know if we can parachute into the world of the Wild West. But yeah, we'll go over that. Maybe play some during the week to get some experience. Fortnite is free, right?
Yeah, multiplayer at least.
Jump in and get some experience on there. Get tore up a little bit.
Shoot, I've seen some videos that was super crazy, man. The way the people build, one guy built like the entire fortress in like 2 seconds, and
I think that's what's gonna ruin me is the building, because I've seen that too. I think this guy built a house around him, right? He was like one of two people. He builds a house around him and puts a trap on the ceiling.
oh, I seen that.
There. And someone walks into his house and just gets murdered.
And he gets launched. I was like, yeah, fuck, dude. I was like, whoa.
And he built it like super quick, man. I don't know. I think that's what's going to be my demise in that game. But I mean, you know, I've played some H1Z1 here and there. Won some games of that. So I have some experience in Battle Royale. It might be the way of the future, man. Just these in and out games. But we'll see how it goes next week. But until then, Rick, some words of wisdom?
Never eat Taco Bell and play Monster at the same time.
All right, we'll see you guys.